Advisor Jason Miller. Hi, Jason. How are you?
Kurt, good morning. I'm doing a lot better than Eric Swalwell. He's having a rough morning, huh?
Oh, we're going to get to him, but I first wanted to ask, have you caught COVID too?
No, I am last man standing. Somehow I'm the one person from the debate room who never got it, and even though a number of folks on the legal team ended up getting it, I did not, but look, I've have followed the guidelines, wear a mask quite a bit, wash my hands, try to follow the social distancing. And here's the reality, Kurt. There's just a lot about this virus we just don't know. How I could be the only person from the debate room who doesn't get it. Explain the science behind that to me. I have no idea, but I'm very fortunate with that regard. And it goes to show you that you can follow all of the guidelines and all the procedures. And some people get it and some don't. There's still a lot we might never know. But fortunately, we're getting the vaccine here, so that's good.
Well, that's outstanding news. And speaking of returning to potentially catching something you don't want to catch, so Eric Swalwell, huh?
So this guy, the nerve of this guy. So now he's saying that it's Donald Trump's fault.
Yeah, it's all Donald Trump's fault since he fell for Miss Szechuan. That's Donald Trump's fault.
Right.
Jason, what are the chances? I think they're about 100% actually that he thought, well, this. She's hot for D.C. This hot for D.C. lady totally wants me because of my rugged good looks and my witty repartee. What do you think of the chances he totally said, yeah, that's it?
Knowing his ego, probably about that probably is it, about 100%. But look, when you talk about Szechuan Swalwell, the fact of it, which that's so good. If you don't tweet that out before the segment, then I might have to. But here's the thing. I mean, this is. People don't understand. They think this is all some Trump campaign push when we were calling out the Chinese infiltration and the Chinese money issue with Hunter Biden and where's Hunter and the Tony Bobolinsky and the foreign cash, and the mainstream media wanted to block it out. Well, guess what? This is why they run a foreign influence campaign. Why do you think the CCP loaned or invested $1.5 billion with Hunter's investment firm? Why are they hiring and sending tens of thousands of dollars to Hunter Biden? It's not because they think this crackhead deadbeat is actually going to be able to deliver a work product. It's because they want to infiltrate. And you got to give it to them. I mean, this is smart. They start infiltrating down at the city council when folks are first running for Congress. Then next thing you know, Szechuan Sally is smashing multiple mayors in the Midwest, and I'm guessing she was just friends with Eric Swalwell. Although of course she's putting.
She's apparently open-minded, and and everybody seems to want to put the man in Mandarin. It's just how's this idiot still on House Armed Intelligence Committee? I'm looking at this, and Jason Miller, he says, "Oh well, this has been going on for 12 years. Like that makes it, or since 2012, like that makes it better. Oh, and the House leadership knows about it. Like that makes it better."
No, and of course people do not know about this. But here's the thing: it always are the folks who whoever smelt it dealt it. So here's Eric Swalwell throwing the stink grenades for years on the fake Russian collusion, and guess what? He's the one who's compromised. And there's some devastating clips from back in the, I forget if it was with Comey or with Mueller when they brought them forward to the Capitol Hill hearings when he's talking
devastating cuts?
And talking about the devastating when they're talking and saying here are the ways that they hold power over people, they get compromising information, and he's the one on the House Intel Committee. This guy ran for president. Granted, it was like president of the local homeowners association.
Yeah, he's like the guy Beto laughed at. On the plus side, his furry status is unknown, so I'm,
Yeah, unlike Beto.
Unlike Beto.
We do have
a
Beto.
Furry.
Yeah, Beto's, I think, confirmed into the furry, I think into the furry category.
Yeah.
But Eric Swalwell, just the gall of this guy throwing these bombs, he has to be removed from the House Intel Committee. I mean, what an absolute joke. If you're another member of the House Intel Committee, how can you go into a skiff with this guy knowing that he's been compromised by the CCP?
You can't, and yet they will. Uh, they are super excited about what they see as a Biden administration. And it's, if our enemy's happy about you, isn't that a bad thing typically? I just.
Yeah, and look, and it's. I think this is one of the things for these first 4 years when you talk about some of the massive takeaways from President Trump's first term here. The way that he has reset the relationship with China, I think, is been very powerful, and the fact that you have China. Dancing in the Forbidden City over the prospect of getting Joe Biden into the White House, it's because they think all the tariffs will go away. They think they'll run roughshod. Kurt, I usually glance at the South China Morning Post or the Asia Times once a day or once every other day, and you see the articles coming out of China where they are absolutely giddy that they think they're going to be able to pull a fast one over. And you notice Joe Biden also said that his family won't have any business dealings that run contrary to what the U.S. is trying to do, but he didn't close the door on all foreign business dealings. So who knows with James and with Hunter and the rest of the family, and who knows what kind of foreign cash they're going to be hauling in.
Well, I'm sure our media, Jason Miller, will be all over the Biden family business dealings with sketchy foreigners because, as you know, they're brave firefighters who only want to seek the truth. Now, look, we are progressing in the challenge to the alleged election results. There are more cases to be heard. The president has said that if the electors choose Joe Biden, I will step aside, which and properly so. If that happens, even though I think I think these irregularities stole the election, and I think any President Biden will always have an asterisk behind his name. But if that happens, how soon after the hateful inauguration day will President Trump announce a 2024 presidential campaign?
If it goes down that road, I wouldn't expect it to be soon. I think his focus really will be then on 2022, making sure that we win back the House. We actually had a conversation a little bit about this on Saturday when we were flying down to Georgia to campaign for David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler. I think you're going to see the president want to make sure that we win back some of these governor seats, especially Nurse Ratched there in Michigan, the governor. Make sure you get her tossed aside. You got Evers in Wisconsin. Want to make sure we win the governor's seat in Pennsylvania. So you got a number of these where they're running for re-election or we have an open seat that we want to get. But then also, let's go and make sure that we hold the Senate and build on that. We have some, the Rubio seat in Florida will be a very expensive one. Pat Toomey's not running again, so Pennsylvania is going to be a pretty expensive place in 2022. So I wouldn't expect to see the president announce anything soon. But right now, and I'll tell you this, having spent a lot of time with him, he's still very focused on 2020 and making sure we get these election results right. Because you look at, I think on the law, and you're a lawyer, I'm not, but I play one on TV sometimes. If you go by the letter of the law, we are dead right in Wisconsin with the Democrats not having the applications on file. Now, will the remedy match up with what we want to see? That's, I think, really the big question. You look at Georgia, even kind of the established haters take a look at our election contest case and say the way that we have mapped out specific affidavits of actual fraud as well as statistical irregularities and anomalies in the state of Georgia, that it does call into question their entire election contest. And then, this lawsuit that Ken Paxton, the AG of Texas, has filed, along with now we have Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. I think South Dakota even joined in, but calling out these four states, the Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Georgia, for their unconstitutional management of their elections. This is a fascinating one, and I don't think that we're going to see the Supreme Court brush this off as quickly as they did with the Mike Kelly lawsuit. I mean, you start talking about these issues of states suing other states, and this is actually a big thing you're going to have to spend some time with. The states being sued have until tomorrow to respond. So even though next Monday is the day that the states have their electors go and their electors are chosen, might be some states where we have multiple slates that are picked, and then January 6th, When the new Congress comes back, that's when they actually tally up the votes. But the only date that's actually in the Constitution that truly matters is January 20th, and we want to make sure that we get it right. Because, Kurt, it's not just about President Trump's race; it's also about this January 5th Senate runoff contest. It's also about then going into the midterms. Are we going to allow this to just keep going on? Or are we going to get to the bottom of these election fraud and irregularities?
Well, I couldn't agree with you more, Jason Miller. And, you know, I went to Nevada and I worked for the president there for a few days. I saw that there is evidence and there are big questions. We have about 15 seconds. Are we going to win these Senate races in January?
I believe that we will. Every Republican has to get out there and vote for David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler. And if you don't think that you need to get out there and work for them, you're a Carol Baskin crazy. So please get out there, work for them. It's crucial we hold the Senate.
Well, don't be the Eric Swalwell in the closed-in room. Get out there and vote.